I'm K Black. Y'all know who I am. Let's talk about boxing, man. Both Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman, they made weight. They both came in at 146 pounds and a half. So we got ourselves a fight for the 147-pound WBA championship. So both these guys are fighting one another because really they think that they can beat one another. And what I mean by that, Keith Thurman seeing Manny Pacquiao that he's the smaller man. He has a shorter reach. He's long in the tooth. He's past his prime. And you also see a payday in Manny Pacquiao as well because it's going to be on pay-per-view, so that's definitely his biggest payday. What Manny Pacquiao seeing Keith Thurman, he's seen that, Keith Thurman got touched in his last fight against Lopez, which was supposed to be a tune-up fight. He almost got knocked out. He see Keith Thurman been out of the ring for nearly 2+ years. And he see Keith Thurman as probably the weakest welterweight with a title. You know what I mean? So that's just a couple of things, what I believe why these two guys are fighting. Keith Thurman been talking a whole lot of stuff. Manny Pacquiao just being reserved like he always is. Quite naturally, let's get right to the prediction. Quite naturally, with everything I just stated, that Keith Thurman is naturally the bigger man. They both weigh 146 and a half. By fight night, I could see Keith win 10 plus pounds more than Manny Pacquiao. He's the better boxer out of the two. He's a boxer puncher. Although Keith Thurman haven't knocked anybody out in a while. Before he even knocked Lopez down in his last fight, I haven't seen him knock somebody down in a while either. And that could be because he's fighting just better competition. But he still got enough pop, to keep you honest. So being a better boxer, being naturally bigger, having the reach, being able to move around the ring, he got all the attributes to not only beat Manny Pacquiao, but as he say, knock him out. But will it happen? Manny Pacquiao's not fighting Keith Thurman, not just for a paycheck, because yes, he's getting paid. He's going to get paid decent for this fight. That's without a shadow of doubt. Both of them are. But he sees something in Keith Thurman, man. Do you think Manny Pacquiao, a guy who's a senator from the Philippines, because it's not Adrian Broner, it's not even throwing shade on him. But you think a guy like Manny Pacquiao being 40 years of age, knowing that he's long in the tooth, knowing that he's no longer in his prime, knowing that he's giving up all his disadvantages, knowing that Keith Thurman is 10 years his senior, that he can actually move, he can box, he got power. Do you think that he would be fighting a guy that's in his prime if he didn't see something in him? He really truly believe he could beat Keith Thurman, man. And it's puzzling to me, to be honest. It's puzzling. When Keith Thurman got touched by Lopez, right? Because we seen Keith Thurman hurt before. We seen him hurt in Collazo fight when he got punched to the body. He also was, he didn't like it when Porter punched him to the body. You know what I mean? You can tell how he looked. He didn't like that at all. But Lopez really, that's the hurt I ever seen Keith Thurman. I know some people like, where's ring rust? It's because he's been out of the ring for 2 years. Listen, Floyd was out of the ring nearly 2 years. And he came back and he was able to dispatch Marquez, right? And I know Marquez was, quote unquote, a naturally smaller guy, right? Because he's fighting in a smaller weight division. But be it as it may, at that time, Marquez was a top 10 fighter, man. He's no different than Lopez. Lopez has fought at 140, 147, and 154. So we're not going to even just talk about like the weight. Marquez was just a higher caliber fighter. And nearly 2 years, Floyd Mayweather came in and beat him like he was nothing. The same thing can be said about Sugar Ray Leonard. He was gone nearly 3 years, came back and beat the top guy in 160 at that time, which is Marvin Hagler. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So these guys, I'm not putting Keith in the same, in the same boat as a Floyd or Sugar Ray Leonard. But what I'm stating, that these guys took long years off or whatever, and was able to come back and fight the top guys, or guys that was in at least the top 10. Lopez truly was just a tuna fight, and that's it. And we've seen what happened. And he did look good in the fight. The second half, once he got touched, you know what I mean? He was basically, hey, he still won, but that opened up that truly, that opened up a can of worms, in my opinion. That's the main reason why Manny Pacquiao choosing to fight this guy, man. So it's easy for me to say, hey, Keith is going to win, because like all the attributes I just named, all those, all those advantages that he have. But something tell me, man, something truly tell me, the way Keith is acting, the way he's talking, man, Manny Pacquiao probably about to beat Keith Thurman ass tomorrow, man. This not, I don't got, I just like what Keith Thurman did, because I really wanted him to be on the spree. Before Keith Thurman left for the 2 years, many people was considering him the top welter. You know why? Because he just fought Sean, and he just fought Danny Garcia. He had 2 of the major belts. And you all know what happened after that. He just fucking left, okay? But many people looking at him as the top welter. And if he still had that same, look and that same desire, there's no damn way, Manny Pacquiao wouldn't stand a chance. What Keith Thurman really should truly do, if I'm not mistaken, B-Hop, wasn't he gone for a while before he fought Pascal? Then the first time he fought Pascal to a draw. And second time he beat Pascal. But either way, whether he was gone for a length amount of time or not before he fought Pascal, what's supposed to happen is, when the older fighter fight a younger fighter that's in his prime, you already know what's supposed to happen. The same thing that happened to Joe Louis when he fought Rocky Marciano, okay? Yes, we know he's out of his prime, but that's what's supposed to happen. The same thing what happened to Ali when he fought Larry Holmes. I'm not saying people like it, but I'm just saying it's just the truth. The same thing that happened to Sugar Ray Leonard when he fought Hector Camacho, got his ass whooped. The same thing that happened to B-Hop. This is what I just mentioned B-Hop just a second ago. The same thing that happened to B-Hop when Joe Smith Jr. knocked his ass out the ring. You know what I mean? That's what's supposed to happen. When a guy that's out of their prime, that's old, that's long in the tooth, is fighting a young prime fighter. But something tells me that it's going to be the reverse, man. So I got to make a prediction, dog. And honestly, I'm going to say this too before I get out of here, man, because I ain't trying to make this shit too damn long. It's actually, you already heard what Keith said. Keith said he ain't going to even fight. If he beat Manny Pacquiao, he's not going to even fight. He said he's going to try to remain relevant by being a commentator and shit like that. Okay? So he's not going to even fight. Honestly, it's in the best interest of Manny Pacquiao to win this fight, because honestly, I truly believe that he would fight the winner of Errol Spence and Sean Porter. I think he would. I actually believe if he can get past Keith Thurman, take his own and get his belt, I think he would be willing to fight the rest of the field, man. Especially under the PBC umbrella. Because Keith Thurman ain't going to do it. The way he's talking about Earl and the way he's talking about Crawford is no damn way, man. So I got to make a prediction, man. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I come on here and I say I'm absolutely wrong. Only reason I'm picking Manny Pacquiao is because I just didn't like what I seen in Keith Thurman, man. I still don't like what he's talking about. That man talking about, he wanted to fight Pacquiao and Floyd, not just for legacy, but really for those big fat paychecks, man. Because that's, it's worth losing if you lose to one of those guys. And it's sad, but it's true. You know, so that's what it is. What it is, man. If Keith Thurman win, I'd be fucking surprised. I just think that, especially talking about trying to get the knockout. Man, I just see, man, that Pacquiao doing a number on this dude, man. This is what you know what I mean? And it's not even, I'm like, it ain't, you know how some people, I'm thinking my brain say this, but my heart say that. It ain't even none of that, man. I can truly think but both ways how both guys can win. I just think that even at this stage, in Manny Pacquiao, that he's more hungry to Keith Thurman. Ain't that some shit? It's all the shit that this dude has accomplished. For sure, a Hall of Famer. He's a legend, living legend, all-time great. Even at 40 years old, against a 30-year-old, who knows if Keith Thurman's in his prime. He might have missed taking those 2 years off, man. But let me end it right here, man. Manny Pacquiao.